Hello, welcome to another episode of Collections Unboxing with me, Emma Daly, Director of Collections and Exhibitions here at the Seward House Museum. So, we are going to be looking at a very small artifact that's been living in the drawing room and it's very easy to overlook. It is a family card game called the Game of Birds. I myself am guilty of not giving it much thought as I've stood next to where it lived or cleaned weekly and then just never really paid it much attention. But that's changing today. When I opened this small, unassuming box, I was surprised when I saw the beautifully illustrated birds on cards that look brand new despite being 122 years old. Though I was sad to learn that 4 of the 52 cards are missing. However, we do still have some of the original instructions for the game, which are very interesting in their own right. You see, the directions introduce players to a world of birds with petty rivalries. The drama begins with 3 instigators. Here is what the game makers had to say. So one day, the inhabitants of the treetops were thrown into a state of excitement by the arrival of in their midst of 3 distinguished foreigners, a king parrot, a rose cockatoo, and a blue mountain lory. Society in Birdville received these Australian visitors with open arms, but they manifested their haughtiness by refusing to associate with any of the native birds whose plumage was not at least nearly as bright as their own. All the somber colored birds were snubbed by King Parrot and his bright colored associates, who soon formed around them an exclusive circle of brilliant feathered beauties. So the birds of Birdville divided themselves into alliances. The brightly colored mean girls, as I'm calling them, the birds of prey, the smaller timid birds, and the birds who, quote, fear and dread the sportsmen, i.e., like turkeys and waterfowls. Each of these alliances gets a letter for their group. The more powerful birds of prey are in group A, the brightly colored birds in group B, the like sporting birds are C, and then our poor little weaker birds are in D. Each group has 13 member birds, with number 13 being the strongest and 1 being the weakest. Now, some of the directions are missing, but these are the key elements of gameplay that I do have. So cards are divided randomly and evenly between the players. In each round, every player puts down 1 card, and whoever plays the most powerful bird that round gets a point. So if there's an A bird that is played and it's the only A bird, that bird automatically wins. B birds will beat C and D, and C birds will beat D. If all the birds played in a round are from the same letter grouping, that is where the numbers come into play, with again being the highest and most powerful number. Now, this is the part where I'm piecing together information, but I do believe the played cards go into a discard pile after each round, and that gameplay ends when all of the cards have been played. Then whoever has the highest score at the end is the winner. So with a copyright of 1899, this game would have belonged either to William Henry Seward Jr. and his wife Janet, or maybe even one of their 3 children. But either way, it seems like a really cool, fun family game to play for all ages. But if you'd like to learn more about the Sewards at leisure, you can actually join us for a special program put together by one of our interns, Maria, who is coming back to host a Seward family game night, which is going to be on Friday, November 17th, 6 p.m. You can purchase tickets online or by calling the museum. I'll see you next time.